Hello again. I was busy in some stuffs and I was just busy due to tough schedule and I was unable to discuss things and continues or commence my lectures that was started by me. So, and this once again, hope that you all will be fine and doing good. So, let us, without wasting any time, this is the lecture number 4 related with English essay, and we have discussed things about English essay already, but now we will be focusing on CSS oriented essay, that how we will develop an essay, and at the end I will also bring some topics, or I will write over them, and in this way you will have a full command over English, and you will be the master of English essay, and you will be able to understand the nuances of essay, like what is background information, and what is statement, thesis statement, and what is introduction, and what is body paragraphs, and these things. I have already given you an idea about these things, but let us discuss these things about essay with more depth. Let me tell you that an essay, I have already mentioned that only less than 10% are people pass the essay, and it is considered to be a tough one. And why? The reason is very simple, because there will be 10 topics and we have to attempt one, and whether we have to, either we have to be right or wrong, so there is no chance of mistake that we committed a mistake. Now, what will be the procedure, that why so many people fail in English essay paper? Let me give you the answer of this question, that study. First you have to study. They oftenly and mostly the student leave at the end of the day, and it will be unable to cover this subject, and you have command over it at your last hour. So study is important, and we have to collect topics, and I will also give you the topics and the areas in which you will be able to collect your materials. And secondly, they don't practice. Practice is the important part of essay, so we have to practice. And evaluation is also one of the most important factors among all, that we should evaluate things, because without evaluation we will don't we will not even aware of our mistake. So this will be attempts, and you are trying, and hard work without your a proper direction, and this will be not considered smart work. The example, let me give you the example, that without evaluation your direction will be not in the right direction. How? For example, if you want to go to somewhere, for example, if you want to go a place where it is located in the east, but you take the direction up west, so you will be unable for the whole of your life, or for till death, you will not reach there. So evaluation is another important key, and we should consider this factor. The second, the other one is now let me give you another a question, the answer of another question, that how to pass CSS English essay and paper. So we have to full command over basic English. Second, we have to know about the contents, and structure is also important. So, and we will be covering these all areas. Now the examiner is expecting these things from us, so we should focus on these areas. ये भी एक गलत कॉन्सेप्ट है. दिस इज़ अ वेरी रॉन्ग कॉन्सेप्ट दैट वी शुड लर्न English essay by heart, so it will not going to work, because in the examination the examiner will want your opinions, and if you are able to give your opinions and put your thoughts on the paper, then the examiner will awarded you many marks, and you will have a good marks in the paper of essay. There are different types of essay. If we speak globally or speaking from the broad perspective, so there are three types of essay: narrative, descriptive, expository, and persuasive. You should know narrative and descriptive, and these things you should have to have clear idea about these things. We have a story form where we have to share your experiences and your story. We have to and other one we have to explain a phenomena, a issue, and this way these will be different type of essay. And descriptive is other one. Now, but let us consider this, and let us specifically talk about the CSS essays. And there are we have two types of essay and CSS again: issue based and literary. Literary is related with philosophy and psychology, arts, literature, and these things, while issue based is issue, the current issue like Ukraine and US crisis and poverty and globalization and these issues. So in CSS we have issue based and non-issue based, which is also called literary. Again, let me tell you that the preparation must contain basic English. Your basic English should be flawless. Your content, you should have more information, data, and these things. And structure is also important. So structure, what do I mean by structure? And understanding the basic structure of outline as to introduction, body, and conclusion. Your essay must have these factors. Now, an introduction, if we think and we logically, then it is clear that the examiner want from us 2000 and 2100 words in the essay. So we should have to our 2500 we should have to reach. So, and this way, if we consider it, so our essay should have 20 to 25 paragraphs, because in each paragraph we will have 80 or 100 words. So 20 to 25 paragraphs should be there in our essay. And now introduction should be the one, and in introduction we will have the thesis statement, background information, and hook. Background information, HTB, hook, thesis statement, and background information. So these should be clear that your essay must have 20 to 25 paragraphs, and each paragraph must have 80 to 100 words. So if you calculate it, then you can easily have an idea. Let me tell you. Let me let me have some analysis for you in order to understand it with more depth. Uh, for example, that the criteria is for CSS is 2500 words. Now if we divide it by 25, so we have to write 25 paragraphs, and in each paragraph we have 100 words. So, and if you want to write 201 2100, then we also have to these things. Now I have cleared that and I have calculated, and you should have clear idea now. I have also tell you that about the essay and the structure of essay, and at the end or in the second lecture I will give you some tools through which you can beautify your essay. Now let me tell you something about the outlines. In outlines we have how I have cleared that there are issue based while non-issue based essay. So in issue based you have to discuss issue, while and non-issue based you have to discuss other you have to discuss, and literally you have to discuss this one. Now let me tell you that at the end I will also be discussing the outlines, but before outline let me tell you that something about thesis statement. Actually, thesis statement is a direction or fulcrum or crux or point of preference or stance of stance, your stance, that what is your stance about a specific topic. Like for example, democracy, what is your stance on that, what is the future on democracy. So stance, you can have a stance that that the future of democracy in Pakistan is bright. You can say that it is too early, that we can't decide now. And also your stance is also that the future of democracy will not be will also be in dark. So these will be your stance. So right, there is how important is a thesis statement. So thesis statement आपका ये wrong होगा या right होगा. So thesis statement is very important. And as per keeping in mind the examination of CSS, the element of thesis statement is it should be one sentence and a crisp one, but it should be broad and show both sides of the coin. So these show both sides of the coin, broad होगा और इसमें क्रिस्प होगा, वो वन सेंटेंस होगा. तो ये हमारे साथ thesis statement बन जाता है. Now different approaches to write the thesis statement. That there may be different approaches through which you can write a thesis statement, like cause and effect relationship, causation. You should have to study it, that causation, and I will also put some light over it. Problem was a solution. You can also write in this way: direct or close-ended statement and open with a broad canvas. आपका स्टांस मुख्तलिफ हो सकता है, as I have explained it. Now if we outline different topics, like for example the future of democracy in Pakistan, so what will be the thesis statement? So the thesis statement can be for example that the thesis statement of the future of democracy in Pakistan can be like, if we keep the cause and effect and these things in mind, so it will be the thesis statement. Let me tell you, although democracy has had a checkered past, Although democracy has had a checkered past, however, certain recent developments show that democracy has a bright future in Pakistan. So, in this thesis statement, they are discussing both sides of the coins, that they are discussing about the past and they are discussing about the future. So there will be plenty and many paragraphs you can write over it, and you can connect them, and you can reach to 2100 words, or 25 or 21 paragraphs, which contains 100 words. Now, these this was a simple statement about the democracy. You can also say that although there are still some elements who don't believe in climate change. Now, let me tell you about the climate change. Climate change is a myth. How you will create or produce or put on paper a thesis statement about climate change is a myth. So it will be, although there are still some elements who don't believe in climate change, like ये आपने नहीं लिखना है बीच में से. Let me finish the thesis statement for climate change is a myth, and then I will tell you, I will explain it. Although there are still some elements who don't believe in climate change, however, scientific evidence has proved that climate change is not a myth anymore. We have people like Trump, and these people, they say that climate change is not reality, and there are some scientists they said that it is a natural phenomena. So we have discussed in this treatment both sides of the coin, that it can be according to some, there are some element, there are some scientists, there are some people who believe that it is a myth, it is, don't believe on climate change, while the others say that it is reality. So this was about the you can also start from a story. You can also put some statistic in the form of thesis statement. Now, terrorism. If someone gave you that write a thesis statement on terrorism, then what will be your thesis statement? So your thesis statement will be, although internal factors have been involved, however, terrorism has revealed largely due to the involvement of एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर. तो इसमें आपने ये डिस्कस किया है कि देयर आर सम इंटरनल फैक्टर but we should focus on internal factor, and because the external factor are there but very minute scale. So this was about the thesis statement and these things. Now let us understand the outlines. The future of democracy in Pakistan, we will produce outline on it. So thesis for an introduction you have to write below thesis statement. Thesis statement will be, although democracy has been I have given you the thesis statement, you should have to go for it, that although democracy has had a very dark ages in the past, but however in the recent era and in the future, the democracy will see a good era, or a good situation, or these things you can write it depending on your mind. So you can put your thoughts and you have to be clear about it. And I have already given you a simple thesis statement about the democracy, which was, can you, if again I gave you this thesis statement about democracy, then it will be like, although, as I have clear that although democracy has had a checkered past, however, certain recent developments show that democracy has a bright future in Pakistan. So this is the thesis statement. And now you have to write the thesis statement after introduction, and then you have to create the body paragraphs. What is democracy? You have to you can ask a question that what is democracy, so you have to define, because you the English professor will check your essay, so maybe he don't have idea about democracy, so you have to define it. Definition and important elements of democracy, you have to write it in the paragraphs related with democracy. So definition and importance element of democracy, one paragraph will be this one, and the second will be inside, this is the subtype topics inside the democracy. So the third one be democracy, a theory or a culture, and the third one will be status of democracy in Pakistan. So these will be your three paragraphs, and then you will go to the third one. First was introduction, the second was what is a democracy, and the third one was why do we look up to democracy in Pakistan. So, and the subtopic will be most successful model practice till now, developed status or primary domestic. So, and Islamic teaches practice of democracy. So you have you can cover these dimensions in your essay. And then you also have to, and the fourth number you also mention that why has democracy not flourished in Pakistan. So you have to mention the reason that colonization was there, and the people was there, and there was colonization, so the mentality was already coinciding with them. So the Qaidism was demised at very early when in 1947 the Pakistan came into being. So this led a very big vacuum. And the third one is power struggle between pilot bureau. So पॉलिटिक्स एंड ब्यूरोक्रेसी की जो स्ट्रगल्स है, और फिर आपने ये चीज़ें डिस्कस करने हैं. Low literacy rates and poverty keeps masses disinterested in politics. Poverty rates is another important factor, so you have to discuss it. And then at these were and what in the fifth number you have to write that what essential have changed that 45 are democracy. So you have to say that micro level analysis, and you have to do macro level analysis. So we should that what changes we are seeing that will help in achieving democracy in Pakistan, the true democracy. Improved literacy rate. So as if we compare our past with the recent, so the literacy rate is very now very good, and we are achieved much in it. Rise of middle class into politics and relatively fair election process. और ये चीज़ें आपने constitutional amendment gave protection to domestic system, 18th amendment. And macro level पे फिर आपने बात करनी है growing trust between civil and military leadership. So civil and military के दरमियान ये trust develop हो रहा है. Rise of new political parties, universal support for domestic government, emergence of media as a fourth pillar of state. और फिर आपने आखिर में कंक्लूजन निकालना है। तो मैंने 5 सब टॉपिक्स आपको मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन पहले पे, फिर मैंने आपको बॉडी पर एग्ज़ाम के बारे में बताया, फिर आप एंड लास्ट देन आई conclude. You have to conclude. So this was from my side. If you have any question, then you can ask, and I will love to assist you. So be happy, stay blessed, and have more wisdom ahead. And I will also create some essays that I will write, and then after evaluation I will share them with you guys. Thank you very much.